wanted to look at somebody while painting. I wanted to learn from practice, not from work. I'm totally without the destructive part of painting. That part looks like I don't have it now.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy because I can measure every act. Like, just for the beauty of it. This is what I like. The beauty of the act itself through which you paint.
Yeah.
It's all about that.
The movement.
That's all about that. I think it's all about like thinking, rehearsing in your
No,
head.
if you think too much, you'll screw it up.
But if you think before doing it, and then you plan, and then you rehearse, and then you do it, there's no coming back.
Yeah.
The big problem is like when you go automatic, and you follow what you're doing while you're doing it, and then at least for me now, when you totally lose, it just becomes automatic, and the small part stays to the big part, and the big part stays to the small. It's weird because most of my teachers at the Academy of Fine Art, my painting teacher, my art history teacher, they were all obsessed with alchemy and painting.
I was taught to only use
I wasn't taught
3 colors.
Nobody ever taught me how to paint. I mean,
You never had like a strict.
The guy who was supposed to teach me how to paint was teaching me the importance of beauty in life, which is like, it's a very nice subject, very interesting, but where do I put linen oil?
Yeah.
Like, what do I do here? And nobody taught me anything. So I learned from friends. We used to paint it together.
Yeah.
And it was weird because in the end they just went to the teacher showing paintings and he would look at them and start talking about beauty. He would say, what is man without beauty? 80 kilos of flesh. That's it. It was like, so how many people is in the world? Like 6 billion. So how much is 80 kilos per 6 billion? And that was the time when he understood it was going bananas. And he started talking for hours. He didn't even watch your work anymore. I was like, beauty. Very frustrated person. And that was it. And the only guy who was supposed to teach me like, technically how to paint had this very quick assignment where you would do like the still life, and then how to do the sphere and the shadows on the sphere. I totally fell in love desperately with the Wonder on the Der Wanderer auf der Nebensee, the Wonder on the Sea of fog. Painting with a guy, you see him from the back, and you only see the horizon and in like fog. It's super mega romantic.
It's like for an 18-year-old to love.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
It's like The Crow, the movie The Crow.
Yeah.
Just like gothic and.
It is.
Okay.
It is. So that was the best. And then after that, the first time I thought I would do this is like when I saw Egon Schieler's work. But stupidly, I recognized Egon Schieler not because I knew art history, but just because there was a comic book, Dylan Dog, in Italy, which was drawn by this guy. His name is Stano, who copied Schieler. Okay. So I didn't know Schieler. I knew the comic book. And when I saw, I added value to what I saw in the comic book, like art. And I thought, fuck, this is cool.
Sheila's always a big one. I mean, like he's ripe for the picking, angsty, edgy. You know what I mean? Like
skilled.
Yeah.
Skilled.
Perverted.
Yeah.
His mom, I think, was from
Český
Krumlov, yeah.
It's still the studio there.
Really?
It's empty.
What do you mean?
He rented the studio in Český. His mom was from there.
Yeah.
He rented a studio there in 19, I think 11, or something like that. And he was kicked away from the village because there was a young girl posing for him naked in the garden. And since the house was 2 floors, the guys from the top floor saw this and then called the police. And he was kicked out.
Really?
And he did it again, but then he was put in prison.
What? For drawing like 14-year-old naked
Yeah.
girls? Really?
Yeah. He was in prison. He spent like days in prison.
I'm trying to think of. There's also that engraver, the guy who did the black and white engravings.
Oscar Wilde stuff.
Yeah.
It's Bursley.
Yeah.
He did Salome.
Yeah.
At the same time, this time I fell in love when I was 17, 18.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of,
Yeah.
it's kind of emo,
It is totally. That's what I mean. That's why I said it. It's totally emo.
right?
All that stuff is.
Yeah. But Caspar David Friedrich was mostly doing landscapes, incredible, huge landscapes. There's another one we've seen. There's
like
the
George-
shipwreck of Hope. There's this big boat being eaten by ice, and it's like drowning into a big lake. It's very, very romantic, super romantic. Yeah, Venice is amazing. Just get lost somewhere in third place. Like there's like the biggest canvas in the world.
Yeah, I know. How the hell they even made those?
I have no idea.
Like even the machines to make the canvas. They must still exist. But seriously, like, I guess they stitch them. I bet they stitch the canvases together.
But I remember the first time I was fascinated by the surface of a painting. I remember when I was like, wow. And that was at Gare d'Orsay in Paris. And it was the first time I saw Impressionists, their work, live. I was 18, right? And it was like that I was really so fascinated by the impasto, by the thickness, the yumminess of the color.
Yeah.
And the first time I was like, because I think it has to do something with taste.
Yeah. No, for sure. Just this texture.
It's yummy, When I
never think about it.
paint, I have a fucking. I was telling this to the students the other day. I think probably they think that I'm nuts, but since very often if I'm painting or I'm painting something small, I just don't need a lot of water, but I just need a little bit to wet like the tip. I lick it, right? I lick the brush, but it's just like just to be quick. But this, over 20 years, look at this. This is unbelievable. Trust me.
No.
Over 20 years, now when I'm drawing a line and I run out of color, I start salivating. It's just automatic, This. That's why I'm thinking it's yummy. You really salivate because you feel like adding more water to it. Because I've been doing this for the last 20 years. This is insane.
That's nice. That's a nice
I
response.
salivate.
That's a good response, though. Salivating is good.
I had a friend, Neritan, who was from Albania, and he asked me for a portrait. And then I did a small canvas, and then after that he took me out as a reward for dinner in a Greek restaurant. And then after a few days, somebody broke into his flat, stole stuff, and stole that thing as well. And I was very proud. You're fucking steal a painting? There you go, man. Oh,
true.
I was 19,
That's
20,
true.
right?
That's true.
I was like, yep.
He was looking for valuables.
Yeah. Or maybe he kind of just lost it and never told me, right?
No, that's nice.
And I have a creepy story.
Okay.
Very sad. I had a friend killed himself after asking me to draw a portrait of him. Right?
Yeah.
And after that painting, it was supposed to be a present for his ex-girlfriend. The reason why she killed him. He killed himself. And so he dies, he hangs himself, and the painting is there. And that was a fucking portrait I did of him, still in the Egon Schiele moment. And he had this fucking Egon Schiele posture, which is like that. But this guy fucking killed himself, and it looked like, oh my god. You know, he's all dark, like Egon Schiele shit.
Oh my god.
Like that. And so the family didn't want it, didn't want to have it in the house. And so they gave it back to somebody. And after that, after about 4 or 5 years, they wanted the painting back. And now the painting is back in his family's house. But it's weird, that's the creepy part.
I mean, I think one thing that's interesting with just paintings, people take care of them.
Yeah, much
know,
better
like-
they can us.
Yeah.
You know.
People really, like, they have this natural tendency to kind of, everybody, I think, we would cringe more when somebody, you know, cuts a canvas up or something like this. But people have this general tendency to kind of want to protect things. They hand them down to their kids. I mean, you start thinking about, you've probably made hundreds and hundreds of paintings easily. Mm-hmm. Somebody will take care of those for a while.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
You know, unless your place, like my mom says, with the house on the farm where all my grandma's paintings are, until the tornado comes, and that's my mom's theory for the end of the paintings. If a tornado comes and just destroys the house, but we still had to move all the, you know what I mean? They're physical things. We had to go down, we had to drive 15 hours to my grandma's house and get all our paintings out, and load them up into a horse trailer. My dad drove them back up, put them in this other old farmhouse. Are you supposed to?
You spread them.
Yeah, I think so.
You spread them. But did you ever see any painting of yours in a place you didn't expect it to be? Just like, did you ever stumble into one of your paintings?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I guess I have two kind of weird stories about that, but yeah. One of them was Jana's twin sister painted, and they both were like always painting at the same time. And we go to Kolbenowa all the time, and Jana found her sister's painting at Kolbenowa.
That's nice.
And the weird thing is, this is so Czech, or maybe it's not just Czech, I don't know, but she, I was like, dude, you should just buy it. It's 100 crowns or something, just buy it back. And it was kind of an ugly painting, and so she's like, no. She just took a photograph of it.
Nice. Even better. I'm very fond when I see doubt and mistakes in paintings. This is the kind of art I'm closer to. And with Hopper, I don't see many mistakes.
No.
But yes, I like. I mean,
there's
I
not
really
a
like-
vulnerability. There's no vulnerability in
No.
Hopper. Like in terms of painting.
no, there's no.
Who would typify this type of doubt?
Sorry.
Who would typify this type of doubt? What painter? If you could say. I know Randy.
Yeah.
For God's sakes.
Yeah. Be careful. Be careful. A little bit less white. A little bit more. A little bit less. And he used to have all these still life there in his house without moving them. So he would have dust on it.
Yo, I heard this. And then his
There's a
cleaning
museum
lady,
in Bologna.
his cleaning lady cleaned all the
Cleaned
all his jars or something. But he liked the dust because there was no light when there was dust on, or there was no like harsh glares, I guess, when the dust was on the jars. So he got pissed off because she cleaned them, and then there was these harsh glares from the light again. But I think he got over it. 6 months later, I came back. Cool, man.
It was a beautiful night. Next time I'll talk a little bit more. Ciao.
Ahoy. Hey, man.
Ciao.
Yo, bright and early. I'll have to bring your...
I'll be there the whole bloody fucking night. Yeah.
Okay.
Meet me there at least.
I'll see ya. Ciao. Because I got your card.
My card?
The card for your cameras.
Yeah,
so I have to transfer it, and then I'll get it to you. Oh,